Hello and welcome back to this massive open online course on Linux applications in engineering education. I am Dr. Amit Dogar, and in today's lecture we will learn to install and configure an FTP server using vsftpd, one of the most secure and widely used file transfer servers on Linux. By the end of this session, you will understand the basics of FTP and its use in engineering systems, installing and configuring vsftpd, managing users and permissions, and performing file transfer using command line. So FTP is a standard method for transferring files between systems over a network. It uses a client-server model. The server listens on port number 21 and the client connects to upload or download files. FTP is commonly used for sharing datasets in labs, uploading software or reports, managing project files remotely. Since basic FTP transfer data in plain text, we often use vsftpd for secure configuration or FTPS, FTP over SSL. Let's begin the installation on Ubuntu 24.04 version. So now I will demonstrate you how to install. So we will run the command here, sudo apt install vsftpd. Then it will install, it will ask the username and it will install on your machine. So already I have installed. Then we need to start and enable the service. To start the service, we will say sudo system control start vsftpd, and to enable it we will use the system control enable vsftpd. So even after reboot, so there was a typo mistake here. So now it should be sudo system control enable vsftpd. So even after you reboot your machine, it will be run as a service. So now I have installed start and enable the FTP server. So now we can verify the status of this by using the command sudo system control status vsftpd. So now it's showing service is okay and it is running. So stage is now active running. So once you should see this is active or running in the status, the FTP server is now live. Then you want to configure the FTP server. The configuration file is under etc vsftpd configuration file. Now I will show you the configuration file. The configuration file of vsftpd is under etc and the file name is vsftpd.conf file. So we can now do the modification here, whether we want to allow anonymous FTP. So we can say here yes. We want to allow local users? We can say yes, and other settings. So we can modify as per our requirement. So if we want to disable the anonymous users, we can make it no. If we want to disable anonymous login and disable the local users, we can say no or yes as per the requirement. So even we can restrict the users to their directory. We can define the home path, and after that, once we make any changes, we need to restart the FTP server with the command system control restart and the vsftpd. So In this way, our FTP server is ready. So now you require the FTP users or client to connect with the FTP server to upload or download the data. So let's say here I am now uploading the data. So before that, even if you can create the users. So let's say we will learn how to create the FTP users and how to set their permission. So you can either use existing users or create the dedicated FTP users. To create a new user, you can run the command sudo add user FTP user, and later on, if you want to make any changes in the password, you can run the command sudo password FTP user. So in this way, you can create the user. Then you need to create a directory structure. So let's say here I am creating one directory, make directory. So under the direct home of the FTP user, and I am creating the folder name FTP and upload here. Now after that, we can give the permission to the parent folder, that is FTP. So I am giving the permission here, read and executable, so that the user will be able to enter the directory, and then we need to give the read, write and executable permission to the folder upload. And under this, I have given the permission here to the upload. And if we want to change the ownership of the particular file, so we can change the ownership like here -r, and then the FTP user of the folder home FTP user, and the folder name is FTP. So we have used the switch here -r recursively. It will make the owner of all the files under this folder FTP. So this ensures the user can only upload inside the upload directory. Then we can restart the FTP server to apply the changes. So we can use the command sudo system control, and we will write the command restart vsftpd. Now everything is ready. Now we have to test the FTP connection. So you can test the FTP locally or from a remote system by giving the IP address of this machine or the host name of this machine. So I'm testing locally. So now we'll say FTP localhost. So now it's going to ask login with the username and password. So I'm giving the username FTP user, and password we have given here. Now it's showing login successfully. So I can run the command ls to see if there is any directories, and if there is any file, we can use the command put any file name which are available here. So we can give the file name .txt. So this command will upload the file to the remote machine, and to download the file we can use the command get file name .txt to download the file. And when we want to exit the session, we can use the by command. In this way we can test and we can verify. And we can also use a FileZilla, that is a graphical user interface client, to upload, to connect, and to download the files. So now we'll summarize. So FTP enables file transfer between systems, and vsftpd is a fast and secure Linux FTP server. So you learn how to install, configure, and manage FTP users, and how to do the file transfer from one machine to another using command line interface. So in the next lecture, we will cover setting up a web server and hosting a simple website. Thank you for watching.